Hello friends, and welcome to my channel. I just got through cleaning up and getting some fresh water, and I was about to show you something that I just got. These are my brand new Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolors. I'm so excited. I got some new brushes, and I'm doing this voiceover because my original video had horrible background noise, so I just decided to record this. So hopefully it sounds okay and you can hear me okay. And there I am opening up the box. I was so excited to show you these because these paints I've been wanting to get for a while now and try them. I was inspired to try them because I follow an artist who uses them. I'm signing on here from Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm showing you those paint palettes, and there's 48 colors. And I'm showing you the pans, how large they are. Those colors are vibrant and gorgeous. I believe that one is the gold that I'm holding up there, and then that one is the blush gold. I love those colors. They are just so gorgeous, and they go on so smooth. I just really enjoy them. The brushes that I got, they are nice. They're a lot nicer. I needed an upgrade from my Crayola brushes, and I really do enjoy those. They have a really super fine tip on them, and they hold water well. I am new to watercolor, so I just invite you to come and hang out with me while I learn and grow and try to find my style and my art. This channel, I'm starting just to really have fun and invite people to come and learn something or just get inspired by something and just share in the art community. I am now cutting that paper. That's 350 pound paper, cold pressed paper that I'm cutting. I'm going to cut it into smaller sections because I wanted to create 4 little small art pieces, and I just couldn't wait to get into those Kuretake paints. So I just started immediately thinking, I think I want to do some small pictures just so that I can do a little bit of a variety and just really try them out. And there I am. I'm just trying to get that straight. If you have a way to cut paper that is nicer than what I'm doing right there, I don't think I got any of those cards the same size, and it wasn't really about making it perfect, but they were all pretty wonky in their sizes, different shapes. But like I said, it was just for fun. And but if I wanted to cut those to make them a certain size, I would need to measure and make sure that I got them correct. So anyway, yeah, that's just a cheap little paper cutter that I think I bought at the dollar store a while back. When I started doing mixed media, I needed something to cut my papers with, and it works, so it's okay. Putting my brushes in the water, I'm getting ready to get into some painting. What do you like to paint? You can put in the comment section what you like to paint. What is your style? What is something that inspires you to paint? I think I get inspired to paint whenever I'm feeling like I just need to relax. I need to unwind and forget about my day or things that are going on in the world, or just something that is maybe stressing me out. Painting is always something that is, for me here lately, kind of a escape, a way to just relax and bring my mind around to a better place. And so, yeah, let me know what it is that inspires you. What do you like to do? How do you like to create? I would love to hear from anyone watching. And drop in the comments where you're watching from so that I know where my friends are, so I can come and follow your channels and follow your artwork as well. Yeah, so I'm getting ready to paint and this is the first time I'm using these Kuretake paints, and they, like I said earlier, they are amazing, but I didn't realize just how opaque they were. I knew that they were pretty opaque just because I've known some people who are using them, but and I'm also new to watercolor, so I was just trying to mix, and I'm using the lid to that jar just to get some paint down and mix some water in there so that it's not so opaque, just maybe getting a little bit more translucent on the paper just to give it a little bit more movement. So yeah, in a minute you're going to see that I'm putting that down. Let me see what color that is that I was using. That is actually one of the really pretty gold colors, and that is called, which one is it? Is that the, let's see. Okay, I had my paper turned around backwards, so let me see which one it is. It is, the color that I was using is the yellow ochre. The yellow ochre. And it was gorgeous. I love it. I love the yellow. And I'm dipping my paint now into something that I can bring a little contrast to the paper. And I had no idea that it was going to be so dark and vibrant. It was so pretty. And that was actually, I think the color that I was using there was actually the black. And as you can see, it looks very pretty when it mixes in with that yellow. And I'm just trying different things with my brush as I put it on the paper, because I'm just trying, experimenting, doing things that makes me feel good, just as I'm going along and rinsing my brush there. And as you'll see in a minute, I thought I shouldn't be rinsing my brush, I should be using this paint. So I start using an extra piece of paper to brush my extra paint on to clean my brush here in a minute. And I do think that I'll be using those papers in some mixed media later, so I do love the idea of not wasting the paint. And so now I have dipped my brush into a little bit of a similar color, and that one there is called the Natural Beige. It has yellow hues in it, so colors next to the color that I'm using on the color wheel there, just to kind of give it just a little bit of a lighter shade. And I was just loving how the paintbrush felt in my hand, and just allowing myself to just experiment as I'm dropping more color in there, just to watch the paint do its job on the paper, and it spreads. If you're using paper with texture, you'll see the texture in the paper and in the finished paint as it dries. It's really beautiful. I love to watch it move around on the paper. And now I'm dipping into that metallic, and that one was actually, let's see what color that was that I'm using there. That was the blush gold. And I'm just creating a little circle there, just outside the abstract in that blush gold. And I must have splashed, so the great thing about using that paper is you can definitely just wet it and remove any excess splash or paint that might splatter. If you don't like it, you can just wet it and erase it. That's the great thing about it. And so I'm going back into that color again. I think that's the gold, actually. I may have put those colors back in the box flip-flopped, because it looks like that might be the gold and the other one is like the blush gold. But yeah, I'm adding some to the abstract and just giving it a little bit of shimmer. I love to use things that shimmer, that have a slight kind of metallic feel to it, because it just makes something in the image, it just makes it pop. It draws your eye in, and I like to put it in strategic places in my painting where it's just going to make it pop out and make you really be drawn into the painting. And I just enjoy those colors. I want to get some more metallic colors and maybe some fluorescence as well. I enjoy bright colors, and I love doing just mixing colors and trying to create my own colors. And like I said, I'm learning, so it's just all fun right now, just exploring and really trying to hone in on what my style is. But I do think that I enjoy the abstract. I haven't really painted anything that is true to life type of watercolor yet. I just like getting the colors on the paper, colors that I feel in the moment, colors that I want to explore and mix together, and I've just been really just enjoying doing that. It's just such a relaxing thing to do, especially at the end of the workday. If you work and you come home and you think, wow, what can I do just to let my mind rest? I think just getting something down on paper and allowing yourself to have that moment of creativity, it just is so relaxing. I love the way that the water and the watercolor there did its work and just kind of made that beautiful, I don't even know what to call that. It just looks like almost like a haze or a mist with the colors. Now this one I am doing a little bit different. I'm wetting the paper first, and I wanted to put some white down just to see how it would affect the colors and how they mix together. And I feel like the white it shows up on that paper pretty well, because the paper that I'm using it's a tinted paper. It's kind of a tan color, and so that white pops off the paper. It wouldn't as much if I was just using the regular white paper. So I thought white would be pretty. It's just a neutral background to start. What I have read and learned is most watercolor painters use the light colors first and then go in with dark colors. So I'm just experimenting on how that would look, and I'm using more of a neutral color for this base. I wish you could hear the brush going into the water. I had to, like I said, had to get rid of the background because it was so noisy. I had a fan going. I didn't realize how noisy the background was on this original. I think when I start to post more videos on here, I'm probably not going to edit them, so I'm just going to have to be careful about how I let the video run and what's running in the background so that I won't ruin your audio. And see, now you can see where I've dipped into that green, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to waste this paint. It's so pretty. So I'm just basically making brush marks to clean my brush. And then I'm blending a little bit more, blending that green out. And that green color that I'm using, I'm pretty sure that one was the, let's see, where was it? I'm having a hard time figuring out where these colors are on this chart as opposed to where it is in the video and in the box. I believe the one that I was using was the olive green. It's such a pretty color. And then I went into more of that lime color green, which is, that one is, I believe that one is called, yeah, it's called lime green. And it's beautiful. It's so pretty, especially next to those neutral colors and that white. I don't know if you can see, I probably should have zoomed in a little bit so you could see how it was kind of fanning out, and the white was kind of creating like a little halo effect on the paint. It was so pretty. And here I've gone back into the white because I was enjoying how that looks so much that I was like, well, let me see what happens when I drop more white in. And it's just so pretty. I don't really usually go for greens, but in this color palette, that green was just really calling to me. I'm usually a coral pink person. I love a lot of orange. I like neutral colors, like light tans and browns and golds, all of those things. And just here recently, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of this before, but you can get your colors like done that matches your skin tones and all of those things. And evidently I am what they call a light spring. So things that I wear on, in my clothing, my style should be something that is bright oranges and pinks and greens. And those were not things that I would normally wear, but now I have changed what I wear, and it actually looks a lot better and makes me feel a lot better. When I look in the mirror, it just makes my complexion and everything just pop. And I think you're just normally drawn to colors, even when you're painting or when you're dressing, that just make you feel good, that make you feel happy. And so when you're painting, I feel like it's kind of the same thing as when you're getting dressed. You're picking colors that, that you feel in the moment, that you really want to experience. And there on this piece here, I've already moved on to another piece, and I was trying to make a drip mark, and it just didn't quite work out the way that I wanted it to. It kind of dripped to the side. So then I'm like, well, I'll just spread that around and I'll try it again. So I added more pigment and more water and dropped that in on the other side. And eventually I dropped enough in that it definitely dripped. And so I was able to drip it completely off the page. And then added a little bit more pigment, and that is a beautiful red. That color there is, let me see, what is that called? That one, if I remember correctly, is called Burnt Sienna. It's gorgeous. It was true, just beautiful pigment in that color. It was so pretty. I was really surprised by how it looked on the paper. And I'm just so excited to use these. This was my first time using them and just experimenting on how they looked, how they felt on the brush, how they glided on the paper. It was just really fun. And as you can see up in the corner of this video, you can see the metallics that I had bought. I think those were like maybe a child's set of metallic colors that I've been painting with. And this is a big difference in using this paint and those paints. But not to say that you can't use those paints, because those paints make beautiful art as well. And that color that I'm dipping into now, that bright yellow, is called cardamom yellow. And that was I was thinking, what color would complement this beautiful red? And it made me think of like almost like a fiery sky with that beautiful bright yellow and that red blending together. And the way that those two colors combined, the top and the bottom, if you look at it kind of looks like a flower floating up. I love when the abstract picture turns into something in your mind. You can kind of picture what it is in your mind that you want it to be, and it just turns into this beautiful piece that is like a unexpected gift. And that's what this one did, because eventually, as I kept painting and adding, I'm adding a little contrast there now. I'm adding in black. I don't usually add in black, but the black for some reason was speaking to me. I was just really wanting to add in some deep dark contrast just to see, because I knew these paints were pretty opaque, and I wanted to see how it blends and what it looks like on the paper. And those colors just really were so vibrant. But I looked at it and I picked it up and I thought, you know what this looks like to me? It looks like a guitar. And so I originally had this piece turned like it is, with the drip going down, but I eventually, when I came back and did some mark making on this later, I actually turned it to the right, where the drip is going out to the left, and it was just really speaking to me that was a guitar. And yeah, it was just a beautiful, happy little unexpected gift. I want to say a happy accident, but it's not an accident. We did it on purpose. We just didn't know it. And see, I'm coming back to this picture now. I had let it dry for a little bit, and that's the great thing about working on this great heavyweight paper. It dries pretty quickly, and I'm going back and adding more colors, giving that pop of pink in there. You can layer your colors and make them beautiful. Let's see, what color is that pink that I'm using? That pink is called Cherry Blossom Pink. And it's really pretty, very delicate looking. It looks a lot brighter in the palette than it is on the paper. It's a very sweet color. I love that color. And see, I'm looking at the colors to see what their names are. And I would love to do a swatch video later and just show you all the different colors that there are. I'm getting out some pens, thinking about some mark making that I want to do, because I like to use my pens. I Those are just some different pens. Let's see, what are those called? Those are actually called Papermate Ink Joy Gels. And they come in a lot of different colors and they do great. They don't do so well if your paper's wet. You cannot do anything with these over wet because they just stop working. But you can use paint pens, you can use water-soluble crayons or pencils. I think what I'm doing there is I'm getting my gold paint pen and I'm just making some marks. I just really couldn't wait to get in there and make some marks on that because it was so pretty. And I'm just making some little dots. But I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed watching me as I'm just kind of experimenting. I know the video is coming to an end, so I'm going to end this recording here soon, but I'll be back with some more and maybe even do some swatches on the colors for those Kuretake paints. And if you're interested in those paints, there's a larger set on Amazon. I think there's 300 colors. It's beautiful, all the way down to, I think you can get just a set of 12. So if you want to try them out, I'll put some links down below so that you can see those. And I hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to see more, if you want to see any type of mixed media, I do journaling. I'm going to be doing a lot of things on here that is different because like I said in the beginning, I'm trying to find my art style. So watercolors is definitely something that I enjoy. I'll be doing a lot of watercolor things, but also art journaling, mixed media with collage, acrylics. I like to do sketch arts. I'm a photographer as well, so I love people and I like to sketch people. So you'll probably see me do a little bit of that on here. So yeah, and there are those 3 little base art pieces. They are so cute. I like doing the small sizes like that because you can just get something down very quickly and really be inspired by those. And those are great to give away with little notes on the back to friends as cards, or even like put it on the front of a greeting card or something. But yeah, thank you for stopping in, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you like what you saw and you would like to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.